a chilling echo from the past. Trump's renewed Greenland ambitions. The world watched in disbelief and growing concern as former President Donald Trump, in a move reminiscent of his past pronouncements, reignited his ambition to annex Greenland. The former president, known for his unpredictable pronouncements and unconventional foreign policy approaches, thrust the Arctic nation back into the global spotlight, triggering a wave of reactions from world leaders and reigniting debates about Arctic security and international law. His comments, delivered during a contentious interview on NBC News, sent shockwaves through the international community, raising alarm bells about the potential for renewed geopolitical tensions in a region already grappling with the impacts of climate change and great power competition. Trump's statements, far from being off-the-cuff remarks, reflect a deeply held belief in the strategic importance of Greenland, a belief that has been a recurring theme throughout his political career. This latest episode serves as a stark reminder of the former president's enduring fascination with the Arctic nation, and his willingness to employ unconventional and, some might argue, reckless tactics in pursuit of his geopolitical goals. The world is now left to decipher the true implications of Trump's pronouncements and to brace itself for the potential fallout from his renewed Greenland Gambit. Trump's interest in Greenland first came to light in 2019 when he reportedly inquired about the possibility of purchasing the massive island from Denmark. The idea, initially dismissed as outlandish and absurd by many, exposed a deep-seated desire on the part of the then-president to expand America's territorial holdings and project American power into the rapidly changing Arctic region. Now, with his latest statements, Trump has signaled that his Greenland ambitions are far from dormant, raising questions about what lengths he might be willing to go to achieve his objectives and what the consequences might be for the delicate balance of power in the Arctic and beyond. The international community, still grappling with the legacy of Trump's tumultuous presidency, is now forced to confront the possibility of a renewed push by the former president to assert American dominance in the Arctic. The stakes are high, not just for Greenland and its people, but for the entire Arctic region and the future of global security. As the world nervously awaits further developments, one thing is clear: Trump's Greenland ambitions are back with a vengeance, and their potential consequences are too significant to ignore. We need Greenland very badly, deciphering Trump's ominous words. In his characteristically blunt and unapologetic style, Trump did not mince words when expressing his interest in Greenland. "We need Greenland very badly," he declared during the now infamous NBC interview, his voice a blend of conviction and thinly veiled threat. His words, delivered with an air of authority, sent chills down the spines of many viewers, evoking memories of a past era of great power politics and territorial expansion. The former president's choice of language, particularly the phrase "very badly," seemed deliberately calculated to convey a sense of urgency and importance, suggesting that the acquisition of Greenland was not merely a desirable outcome, but an absolute necessity for the United States. Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, went on to justify his stance by citing the island's strategic location and its vast untapped resources. Greenland, he argued, held the key to projecting American power into the Arctic, a region increasingly seen as a potential flashpoint in an era of renewed great power competition. The island's vast reserves of oil, gas, and rare earth minerals, he added, made it an irresistible prize, a potential goldmine that the United States could not afford to ignore. His words, laced with a mix of nationalistic fervor and economic pragmatism, painted a picture of a world where might made right, and where the pursuit of national interest trumped all other considerations. However, it was Trump's veiled threat of using military force that truly sent shockwaves through the international community. When pressed by the interviewer on whether he would consider using force to annex Greenland, Trump, with a gleam in his eye, responded, "Well, we'll see." This chilling statement, delivered with a casualness that belied its gravity, left little doubt in the minds of many that the former president was prepared to entertain the unthinkable: the use of military power to seize territory from a sovereign nation in the 21st century. Trump's words, far from being empty rhetoric, represent a dangerous escalation in his rhetoric on Greenland. His willingness to openly threaten military action against a peaceful nation like Denmark, a NATO ally no less, has raised serious concerns about his judgment and his commitment to international law. The world is now left to grapple with the implications of Trump's pronouncements, wondering if his words are merely the bluster of a fading political figure or a harbinger of a more turbulent and dangerous era to come. As the political landscape shifted under President Trump's administration, Canada found itself in an unexpected spotlight. Tensions began to rise over trade agreements, border policies, and diplomatic relations. Many Canadians wondered how these changes would impact their daily lives and the future of their nation. The question on everyone's mind was clear. What does this new dynamic mean for Canada moving forward? In the complex landscape of international relations, navigating the Trump administration's policies was like walking a tightrope. Allies and adversaries alike found themselves recalibrating their strategies, often on the fly, to adapt to the unpredictable nature of U.S. foreign policy. This period was marked by a series of abrupt decisions and reversals that left many nations scrambling to maintain their footing. Around the world, leaders voiced their condemnation and concern over the Trump administration's actions. From trade wars to abrupt military decisions, the global community reacted with a mixture of alarm and disapproval. These reactions were not just about policy disagreements but also about the broader implications for international stability and cooperation. The chorus of voices calling for a return to more predictable and stable diplomacy grew louder with each passing day. The Trump era saw a significant erosion of global norms and trust. Long-standing alliances were tested, and the international order that had been carefully constructed over decades began to show signs of strain. Trust, once a cornerstone of diplomatic relations, was increasingly in short supply. Countries found themselves questioning the reliability of their partners and the future of international agreements. As the world moved forward, the need to chart a course towards renewed cooperation and stability became ever more pressing. Leaders began to seek ways to rebuild trust and re-establish the norms that had been eroded. It was clear that the path ahead would require careful navigation, a commitment to dialogue, and a shared vision for a more stable and cooperative international community.